This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers, a podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and hosted by Work Defined. Join our AI co-hosts as they dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Let's get your career started.
Have you ever felt that crushing anxiety? That pit in your stomach when you're scrolling through, I don't know, what feels like endless job postings.
Oh, yeah.
And you just hit the same wall, like over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Every single one seems to demand 3-5 years of experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're just starting out, and you have, well, basically none.
It's that infuriating loop, isn't it? Almost nonsensical.
Totally. You need experience to get a job, but I mean, how on earth do you get that experience without having a job in the first place?
It's like that Reddit user said, how do you get an entry-level job when everyone asks for 2-5 years of experience? It's a real catch-22.
Yeah, and it can feel, honestly, absolutely soul-crushing for so many people.
And that, for you listening right now who's maybe facing this exact challenge, that's precisely what we're here to tackle today in this deep dive.
Right.
Our mission is basically to give you a shortcut, a direct, actionable route through that frustrating catch-22. We want to show you exactly how you can not just navigate, but actually maybe even thrive in the 2025 job market, even if you feel like you're starting from absolute scratch.
Love that.
And we've pulled together a massive stack of sources for this. Everything from the latest career advice, College Recruiter, Coursera, to university guides, and even those real-world, no-holds-barred discussions happening on Reddit right now.
That's right. And what we promise to unpack for you today aren't just, surprising facts, though. Trust me, we have plenty of those.
Yeah, definitely.
But truly actionable insights. We're talking practical, real-world strategies. Things that can turn what you might see as a major disadvantage, that lack of traditional experience, into a surprising, maybe even an unexpected advantage. Because here's the core finding, the one that might just make you sit up a little straighter.
Okay, what is it?
The 2025 job market, it's fundamentally shifted. It's actually now leaning in favor of candidates who don't have that traditional formal work experience.
Wow. Okay.
Ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack this shift because honestly, it's pretty profound. Those rigid, almost unshakable days of X years of experience required, they're genuinely fading. And fast.
Yeah, it's not just wishful thinking either.
No, this is backed by hard data.
Right. There was this groundbreaking analysis by Indeed Hiring Lab, came out in April 2024.
Okay.
It found that only 30%, just 30% of U.S. job postings explicitly required a specific number of years of experience.
30%. Wow.
Think about that. That's a huge drop from around 40% back in 2022.
So that's not just a blip. That's a real trend.
It's a major recalibration in how employers are thinking.
So that Indeed data is fascinating. Only 30% explicitly asking for years of experience. For someone feeling that initial job search dread, what's the real takeaway here? Does this mean you can just ignore those 3 years experience lines completely?
Well, it's a great question. It means that roughly 0% of job listings now either don't mention experience at all, or they're actually actively welcoming candidates with none. 70%. Okay, that's huge.
And it's not just for the super basic entry-level roles either. We're seeing this even in fields that used to demand years of experience.
Like what?
Healthcare support is a good example. Roles in pharmacy or therapy. They're now emphasizing certifications and soft skills much more. Only about 20% of those jobs actually require prior experience now. So the interview guy's take on this, which I thought was spot on, is that when you see X years required on a job posting in 2025, you really should view it more as a guideline, like a wish list.
Right, not a hard stop.
Exactly, not a hard, unyielding rule.
Yeah.
Many hiring managers are openly saying they're willing to waive those requirements for candidates who show the right skills and, this is key, the right potential.
So the message is, don't count yourself out just because of that line.
Absolutely not. Don't self-select out.
Yeah.
Apply anyway. That makes so much sense. But is there a risk here? Like, by emphasizing only skills, are we maybe overlooking the value of that practical, on-the-job wisdom that does come with years of doing something? How do we balance that for you listening if you're wondering if you're missing out on insights from seasoned pros?
That's a really important point, and it gets to the nuance here. Companies aren't saying experience is worthless, not at all. They're just sort of redefining what counts as valuable experience now.
Okay.
And the reasons behind this shift are pretty compelling. First, you just can't ignore the pandemic's impact.
Right. Huge shakeup.
Companies were forced, practically overnight, to rethink their entire operations. And that crisis environment really highlighted how valuable adaptability and resilience are.
Mm-hmm. More than just credentials.
Way more critical than just having years in a similar, maybe even outdated role. It wasn't about ignoring wisdom, but recognizing that wisdom could now come from being flexible, from being able to innovate on the fly.
Couldn't agree more. And that agility point leads right into the second big driver, this intense focus on skills.
Yes.
I mean, the pace of tech change is just relentless, isn't it? Specific, up-to-date skills and that ability to adapt and learn new stuff.
That's become way more valuable than just time served. Yesterday's expertise can become obsolete really, really fast.
So employers, they're looking at what you can do now and what you can learn for tomorrow. It's like a constant upgrade cycle for skills.
Exactly. And third, there are these growing talent pipeline concerns. Demographics play a big role. You've got baby boomers retiring in huge numbers.
Yeah, creating gaps.
Which forces employers to widen their talent pools. They have to consider candidates they might have skipped over before just because they lacked that traditional experience. They need fresh talent.
Makes sense from a business perspective.
And finally, there's internal data. Companies are finding that actually after good onboarding, there's often very little performance difference between candidates with and without lots of prior experience.
Really?
Yeah. So the perceived risk of hiring less experienced people, it's lower than they thought. It's becoming a smarter bet.
Okay, so if those traditional experience requirements are fading, what's taking their place? This brings us to skills-based hiring, right? Which seems to be the dominant thing now.
It really has emerged as the dominant paradigm in recruitment for 2025. It's a fundamental shift.
And the numbers back this up.
Oh, the numbers tell an incredibly compelling story. Get this. 61% of hiring managers now prioritize job skills over traditional experience for entry-level candidates.
61%, wow.
And it's not just tech skills. LinkedIn's 2025 Future of Recruiting report found that 9 out of 10 executives, 9 out of 10, agree that soft skills, those human capabilities, are more important than ever.
People skills.
Exactly. Plus, nearly 65% of employers say they use skills-based criteria most of the time for entry-level roles, and a massive 73% adopted skills-based hiring just in the past year.
So this isn't just a fad. This is the new standard.
Absolutely.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? This isn't just a small tweak. It's a fundamental shift. It prioritizes what you can do over how long you've been doing it.
Which, for you, the entry-level candidate, is truly excellent news. It levels the playing field in a way traditional hiring never really did.
And to make this happen, we're seeing more pre-employment assessments, right? Like tests and things.
Yeah, a significant rise.
All right.
Things like technical tests, coding challenges, data analysis problems, situational judgment tests, behavioral assessments.
Wait.
And requests for skills demonstrations or portfolios.
So should you be worried about those?
Honestly, my advice is don't fear them. Actually embrace them. They are your golden opportunity to shine, to show what you can actually do, regardless of your resume's timeline.
Okay.
Most companies give you a heads up on what they'll test, so you can practice, brush up on core competencies. This is where your prep really pays off.
Right, use it to your advantage.
Exactly. Remember, these tests are designed to find out what you can do, not just what you have done for 3-5 years.
Okay, so the gatekeepers are loosening their grip. Skills are the new currency. But if X years of experience isn't the only thing that matters, what does count? Because I bet a lot of listeners are thinking, okay, but I really have no formal work experience. Is there like a secret stash of experience they might be overlooking that they've already built?
You absolutely hit the nail on the head there. And this is the exciting part.
Yeah.
You do have experience. Everyone does. We just need to broaden the definition.
Okay.
It's not just about having held a formal full-time job with a fancy title. Experience includes all those transferable skills you've picked up from activities that maybe at first glance seem totally unrelated.
Like what kinds of things?
Think about it. Skills from casual jobs, maybe volunteering efforts, even from intense classwork or projects you did in school. Your mission now is to really take inventory of all those skills, no matter where you got them. Then figure out strategically which ones are most relevant to the job you want.
And then sell them. Right.
And then market them effectively. It's about recognizing the value in everything you've done, not just paid work. #, building your experience from unexpected places.
That makes so much sense. It's like flipping a switch in your thinking.
Okay,
so let's talk about some specific types of this alternative experience. They're actually super valuable. First up, academic projects and coursework.
Yes. It's a huge misconception that only paid work counts. Your education, your extracurriculars, they significantly prepare you for a job.
So how do you showcase that?
The key is to emphasize the specific skills you develop, not just list the course name or the degree.
Gotcha.
Examples.
Okay, say you're applying for an entry-level UX design role. Don't just say BA in design. Talk about how you conducted user research for a class project, how you created wireframes, how you prototyped interfaces using specific software.
Be specific.
Exactly. Or for a server role, maybe you highlight communication skills you honed leading a student club, or even for presenting group projects effectively in class.
Right. And definitely include your GPA if it's strong. List relevant projects on your resume. These aren't just school assignments. They're your first real-world case studies.
Okay, next up, and this is a big one that often gets overlooked, volunteering.
Oh.
Using volunteering to gain professional skills.
Hugely powerful. Volunteering is a fantastic way to gain skills and significantly boost your job prospects. There was a federal study, actually.
Yeah.
Corporation for National and Community Service. It found volunteers have a 27% higher likelihood of finding a job after being unemployed compared to non-volunteers.
27%, that's significant.
And get this. That jumps to 51% for people without a high school diploma and 55% for those in rural areas.
Wow. Those are really powerful numbers. So what are the benefits?
Well, you develop highly transferable skills,
Yeah.
right? Teamwork, communication, taking initiative, seeing things through stuff every employer wants. Plus, it's great for expanding your network, maybe finding mentors, and honestly, it boosts your confidence.
Yeah.
So when you volunteer, really reflect on what you did, what you learned, and then put those accomplishments on your resume.
Got an example?
Sure. If you want to be a project manager, maybe you volunteer at a charity organizing a citywide cleanup. That gives you real experience planning large-scale projects, managing resources, coordinating teams. That's gold.
Right. Practical application.
Huh?
Now, what about internships and co-ops? They seem like the more traditional route, but can be competitive.
They are competitive, but they offer truly invaluable exposure. A co-op, just to clarify, blends classroom learning with paid work experience, often for credit.
Okay.
An internship is more typically an exchange of services for experience, sometimes unpaid, especially for students. The goal for both is bridging that gap between theory and practice, getting a leg up.
And beyond just the resume line.
Oh, they're huge for exploring career interests. You figure out what kind of work environment you actually like, what really sparks your passion. That self-discovery is incredibly valuable.
So how do you land one with no experience?
Highlight anything relevant: student competitions, club leadership roles, teamwork in sports. A strong recommendation letter helps a lot.
Okay.
But honestly, often it comes down to being personable, memorable. You need to convey excitement, passion, clear goals, make them want to invest in your potential.
Got it. And what about, like, seasonal or temporary jobs? Are those useful stepping stones?
Absolutely. Finding seasonal or temp work can actually be easier than landing a long-term job when you have no experience.
Where would you look at?
Retail, hospitality, delivery services, they often hire seasonally for peak times. Think holiday retail rush, summer resorts, package delivery surges.
And what are they looking for?
Attitude and reliability are huge. Employers like Kennedy Harris, a retail manager we looked at, emphasize dedication, people skills, and personality fit.
Okay.
And she shared this great story. She started as a seasonal holiday sales associate herself, made a good impression, worked her way up to top management in just 3 years.
Wow. So it can definitely lead somewhere.
Absolutely. These roles can be fantastic launch pads if you prove yourself.
Hello, this is Michael Vandervoort from the Drive-Thru HR podcast, where we discuss ideas, trends, and activities that impact HR, talent, HR technology in the workplace. Our focus is on expanding knowledge and igniting curiosity as we hear directly from people who are shaping the future of the HR industry. Join us.
Okay. And finally, let's think even broader. Personal projects, gig work.
Yeah.
Even family responsibilities. Can that count?
Yes, you can build incredible experience just by doing it yourself. Work on a portfolio that showcases your abilities with real examples, even if you initiated them.
Okay, explain the from babysitting to boardroom idea. How does that work?
It's about translating seemingly unrelated life experience into resume gold. Camp counselor isn't just watching kids, it's multitasking wizard with crisis management skills.
Ah, I like that.
Or watching your little cousins could be framed as planned events, handled logistics, and led a small team.
Okay, reframing is key.
Totally. Personal projects, building a website for a friend, coding an app for fun, creating social media content for a local group demonstrate those highly valued self-taught skills, especially in fields like AI right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in any relevant caregiving or management experience from family responsibilities, absolutely highlight that too. It's all about demonstrating those transferable skills in a concrete way.
Okay, so you're looking at your life differently now, seeing all this rich experience you never realized counted. Fantastic. But how do you take all that, the volunteering, the projects, the babysitting, and turn it into a resume and cover letter that actually gets you noticed? That screams, hire me.
Right, because packaging it correctly is just as crucial as having it.
That's the next big puzzle piece, right?
Yeah.
Getting it down on paper effectively. Hashtag tag, crafting application materials that shine.
This is absolutely crucial. Your resume is your marketing document, highlighting the value you bring. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Not all employers want the exact same skills, even for similar jobs, which means...
We got to tailor it. One size does not fit all.
Exactly. You absolutely need to tailor your resume to each specific position.
So how do you do that efficiently?
The best strategy is to create a master resume.
Right.
Put everything on there, all your qualifications, experiences, skills, projects.
Okay, your big document.
Right. Then, for each job you apply for, carefully read their description. Identify the keywords, the skills, the experiences they emphasize that match yours.
And then customize.
Customize your master resume based on that specific job. And importantly, try to mirror the language they use in the description.
Why mirror the language?
2 reasons. 1, it shows the human reader you've paid attention. 2, and this is critical, it helps your resume get through applicant tracking systems, ATS.
Ah, the resume robots.
Exactly. Those automated systems scan for keywords. If you don't use the ones they're looking for, a human might never even see your application.
Gotcha. And the cover letter, same idea.
Absolutely. Your cover letter should mirror the tailored resume, highlighting the same relevant skills and using similar phrasing from the job posting. It reinforces the message.
Okay, let's talk optimizing the resume itself for maximum impact. Starting at the top, the professional summary. What's the goal there?
Think of it as your mission statement. Those first few lines are arguably the most important on the page.
Really? Why?
Because you need to be loud and proud about who you are, what your career goals are, and specifically how this job fits into that journey.
So less about the past, more about the future.
Precisely. If your summary makes a hiring manager curious about their potential role in your future success, you've already won a major battle. It needs to make them want to read more, to imagine working with you.
Okay, makes sense. Now, the experience section, remembering that we're defining that broadly now. What goes in there?
Include everything relevant, internships, any paid work, those casual jobs like tutoring or dog walking, significant volunteering, extracurricular projects.
But keep it focused, right?
Laser focus on the demands of the role you're applying for. Tell your best stories, but make sure they're relevant to what the hiring manager needs. Think about their perspective. What problems can you help them solve?
Right. And when highlighting transferable skills, those soft skills and hard skills,
Yeah.
How do you make them believable?
Evidence. Concrete evidence. Don't just claim you have skills.
Show, don't just tell.
Exactly. Instead of just writing excellent communicator, describe how. Maybe you presented research findings to a 30-person audience or created documentation that simplified complex processes for new volunteers.
Give specific examples.
Always. Specific examples are far more convincing than generic adjectives. It proves you've actually applied the skill.
Okay. What about education and extracurriculars on a first job resume? How much weight do they carry?
They definitely hold more significance than they might later in your career. They're evidence of your hard work, your achievements, your ability to learn.
So include GPA if it's good, relevant projects.
Yes, absolutely include your GPA if it's strong, and definitely detail relevant projects or coursework that tie into the job description.
But don't overdo it.
Right. Resist dedicating like half the resume to it. Your future boss cares more about your career objectives and your personality fit than a detailed list of every single course you took. It's about demonstrating potential for this role.
Got it. And you mentioned quantification earlier. Using numbers, why is that so powerful?
Numbers make your achievements concrete, tangible, and credible. They give the hiring manager something specific to grasp onto.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Instead of just managed social media, say, manage social media accounts, growing followers by 20% to reach 1,200 plus VC.
Nice.
Don't just say coordinated events, say coordinated events for 50 plus attendees, managing a $2,000 budget.
Okay, quantifying the scale and impact.
Exactly. Or maybe improve process efficiency by 30% through new documentation system, or even maintained 3.8 GPA while working 20 hours per week. Numbers bring it to life and make it believable proof of your impact.
Okay, beyond the content, we mentioned those ATS systems.
Yeah.
Getting past the robots. Any quick tips on formatting for them?
Yes, keep it clean and standard. Use standard section headings, experience, education, skills.
Right.
Incorporate keywords directly from the job description, naturally, of course. Don't just stuff them in. Avoid tables, columns, and graphics, as they can confuse the ATS. Stick to standard file formats like .docs or PDF, whichever they ask for.
Simple is better for the bots.
Pretty much. My advice is to keep a running master list of keywords common in your target industry. Then, for each specific application, make sure you're weaving in the most important terms from that job posting, assuming you genuinely have those skills.
Okay. And lastly, the cover letter. You called it a secret weapon for people without traditional experience. Why?
Because it's your chance to tell a story. Your resume is factual, bullet points. The cover letter lets your personality shine through and connect the dots for them.
So what should it include?
Start with an enthusiastic hook, maybe a brief anecdote that shows your passion or a relevant skill. Explicitly connect your skills, especially the non-traditional ones, to the job requirements.
Address the experience gap head on.
Proactively, yes. Explain how your unique background makes you a great fit, maybe even better than someone with typical experience. Show you've researched the company and expressed genuine interest in them and this role.
And end strong.
Always include a clear call to action, like requesting an interview. And get creative. If you're applying for a writing job, maybe write a short mock article in their style. Show initiative. Prove you can hit the ground running, even if your track record looks different.
Okay, so you're reframing experience, crafting killer applications. But then there's that thing you always hear. Network, network, network.
Ah, yes, the magic word.
And for a lot of people, especially starting out, the reaction is, okay, but how? How do you actually network to get a job? Particularly if you feel like you know nobody.
Yeah, that frustration is real. You see it all over Reddit, people feeling like it's some exclusive club they can't get into. Hashtag the power of your network.
So what's the secret then? Is there a secret?
Well, maybe not a secret, but a key insight. Probably the most important thing we found is this. Networking doesn't get you a job today or tomorrow.
Oh. Okay, that's counterintuitive.
Right. It says networking gets you a job weeks, months, or years later, depending on how hard you work to keep the connection active.
So it's not a quick fix.
Not at all. It challenges that instant gratification mindset. It's about cultivation, not just collection, like tending a garden, not just picking flowers.
Building actual relationships over time.
Exactly, just like you would with any friendship.
Okay, so how do you cultivate these professional relationships? Is there a practical way to think about it?
Yeah, one source broke it down really nicely into a 3-phase approach. Think of it like a roadmap.
Okay, phase 1.
Phase 1 is the meet and greet. This is about getting out there, conferences, industry meetups, lunch and learns, seminars, anywhere you can spark a conversation with someone new.
Just initial contact.
Yeah, the goal is simply to exchange contact info, connect on LinkedIn maybe. If it goes well, maybe find a common personal interest, shared hobby, favorite sports team, whatever. Just planting seeds.
Got it. Phase 2.
Phase 2 is growing the relationship. This takes more effort. Spending time together, maybe grabbing coffee, attending another event together, exchanging emails about industry news.
Make it a two-way street.
Crucially, yes. It should be mutually beneficial. You're learning from them, they're learning from you. These are the people who become much more likely to recommend you later because they actually know you and respect your interest.
Okay, and phase 3?
Phase 3 is maintaining the relationship. This is for those connections where there's true compatibility on a personal level.
Deeper connections.
Yeah, these people become more than contacts. They become friends, mentors. They're genuinely invested in helping each other succeed. But this takes time and genuine connection.
So it's tiered. Not every connection needs to be super deep.
Exactly. To give you some perspective, I have over 1,000 LinkedIn connections. Probably 80% are level 1, met them once or twice. Maybe 18% are level 2, invested some time. And only about 2% are those really deep level 3 relationships.
That puts it in perspective. It's okay to have mostly casual connections.
It's natural. Strong connections take time and effort.
Okay, so besides general networking, what about informational interviews? I hear those mentioned a lot.
Yes, a fantastic tool, especially when you're starting out. It's a strategic gateway to knowledge.
What exactly is it? It's not a job interview, right?
Correct. It's a pre-planned one-on-one chat with someone who has a job you think you might like, works in an industry you want to enter, or works at a company that interests you. It's purely for gathering intelligence.
Why are they so useful?
Oh, tons of reasons. You get real-world info you can't find online. It helps clarify your own goals, builds confidence for actual job interviews, expands your network.
Find hidden jobs, maybe.
Potentially. You might uncover leads for other informational interviews, learn about different work settings, get personalized advice, and yes, sometimes hear about hidden jobs or internships that aren't publicly posted.
Now, here's the tricky part I've heard about. The cardinal rule.
Yes. This is critical.
Do not ask for a job during the informational interview.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
All our sources hammered this point. They agreed to talk, to give advice and information. If you suddenly pivot to, so do you have a job for me? It can feel really off-putting. It breaks the trust.
But isn't that kind of the underlying goal?
That's the common misconception. While these conversations can sometimes organically lead to job offers, maybe the person is super impressed and they bring it up. Going in with that expectation is usually a mistake.
Why?
It can lead to disappointment for you, and it makes you seem disingenuous to them. The real goal is genuine learning, expanding your understanding, asking insightful questions you couldn't Google. Building rapport comes first.
Okay, so focus on learning, not asking. How do you actually set one up?
Start with your existing network, phone contacts, LinkedIn connections. Think relatives, friends, parents' friends, professors, former colleagues, if you have any. Ask them for recommendations of people in your target field.
A warm introduction is better.
Much better. Increases your chances significantly. But you can also reach out cold, maybe through alumni networks or directly on LinkedIn.
If you reach out cold, what do you say?
Always explain why you're contacting them specifically. I see your career path is similar to what I aspire to, or we went to the same university, or I'm really interested in the work your company does in X area. Personalize it.
Okay, and during the interview itself?
Build rapport first. Ask about their career path, the pros and cons of their field. Then explain your interests clearly. Ask specific, thoughtful questions. What's a typical day like? What advice would you give someone starting out?
Listen more than talk.
Definitely. Show genuine curiosity. If you build good rapport, then you might ask for feedback on your resume or advice on your job search strategy, and always end by asking if there's anyone else they'd recommend you speak with.
Keep the chain going.
Exactly.
And after the interview?
Follow-up is critical. Send an immediate personalized thank you note. Email is fine. Handwritten can stand out. Mention a specific detail from the conversation.
Show you were listening.
Yes. Connect on LinkedIn if you haven't already. And try to maintain light contact occasionally. Think long-term relationship, not one-off transaction. And pay it forward when you can later.
Right. Be helpful to others too. Now, what about LinkedIn itself as a networking hub?
Huge. Many successful job seekers use it heavily. One smart tactic is connecting with hiring managers or recruiters at companies you're targeting before a job is even posted.
Proactive outreach.
Yeah, send a brief personalized note explaining your interest in the company or their field. It shows initiative and helps you stand out later from the pile of applications. Engaging with their posts helps too, shows you're paying attention.
Okay, now let's be real. Some listeners might be thinking, networking sounds exhausting, or it feels so fake. Maybe they've tried LinkedIn and found it useless because all the jobs seem to require tons of experience anyway.
Totally valid feelings. I hear that. Networking does take time and effort. And yes, it's about cultivating relationships, which can feel daunting.
Especially for introverts, maybe.
For sure. But like anything, practice makes it easier. And online methods like LinkedIn can feel less intimidating than big face-to-face events. Remember that level 1 connection. It's not insulting, it's just reality. Not every interaction needs to be life-changing.
It's a numbers game, partly.
Partly, but also think quality over quantity for those deeper levels. Remember that marketing professional story? Networked for a year, didn't ask for jobs, just built genuine connections. Later, those connections led to mentorship and job offers because people wanted to help her. It's that long game. Patience and diligence are key.
Okay, so you're building your network, reframing your experience. But in this fast-changing job market, what specific skills are employers actually looking for right now? And crucially, how can you get them without having formal work experience?
This is absolutely key to cracking the code, especially when you're starting from zero. #tag acquiring in-demand skills for the modern market.
So we know skills are the new currency. But what are the specific, human superpowers employers are desperate for? The stuff AI can't easily replicate. Because it sounds like there's a real soft skills gap out there.
Right.
And that's your opportunity.
That's a great way to put it. What's fascinating is how vital these human skills are becoming, precisely because AI can't easily do them. Many employers do report a soft skills gap.
So they're hiring for attitude sometimes.
Often, yes. Hiring for attitude, culture fit, potential, confident they can teach the technical stuff later if they find the right person. It's that human element.
Okay, so let's break down the most valued soft skills for 2025. The non-negotiables.
All right. Number one, probably. Adaptability and learning agility. Can you learn quickly? Can you adjust when things change? Super critical.
How do you show that?
Highlight examples. Mastering new software for a class, navigating unexpected changes in a volunteer project, pivoting your approach when something didn't work. Show you're a quick study.
Okay. What else?
Communication, both written and verbal. Absolutely critical, especially with remote work.
Examples.
Showcase writing samples, academic papers, maybe a blog. Mention presentation experience, even small groups. Talk about times you resolved conflicts through dialogue.
Got it. Next.
Problem solving and critical thinking. Employers want people who can spot issues and figure out solutions.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
How do you demonstrate that without work examples?
Think about group projects that went sideways, volunteer challenges you overcame, times you had to analyze a situation and find a creative fix.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about working with others?
Teamwork and collaboration. Modern work is super collaborative. Highlight group projects, volunteer teams, sports teams, anything showing you can work effectively towards a shared goal.
Right. And managing your own time.
Time management and organization. Essential, especially for remote or autonomous roles. Discuss how you've juggled multiple priorities, hit deadlines under pressure, organize complex projects from start to finish.
Okay. One more.
Emotional intelligence. Understanding and managing emotions, yours and others. It makes workplace interactions so much smoother.
How do you even show that?
Talk about navigating tricky interpersonal situations successfully, resolving conflicts effectively, maybe mediating a disagreement between classmates or volunteers. Show you have good social awareness.
And the key is evidence, right? Not just listing them.
Absolutely. Provide concrete examples for all of these. Like we said, presented research findings to a 30-person audience is way better than just good communicator. Show the impact. Specificity builds credibility.
Okay, so those are the crucial soft skills. What about technical skills? Are there baseline expectations now, even for entry level?
Yes, definitely. Certain tech competencies are becoming almost assumed. Not necessarily expert level, but familiarity is key.
Like what?
Digital literacy or fluency. Basically, being comfortable with common software, Microsoft Office, Google Workspace, being able to learn new digital tools quickly, understanding basics like cybersecurity spotting phishing scams, stuff you probably already do.
Right, what about data? Do you need to be a statistician?
No, not usually. But data literacy is important. Being comfortable looking at numbers, basic analysis, understanding how data informs decisions, even managing a club budget or analyzing your own spending counts.
Okay, and AI. That's huge now.
AI awareness and proficiency.
Yeah.
Understanding AI capabilities and limits. Maybe some experience using AI tools for productivity, ChatGPT, things like that. Basic prompt engineering knowledge is becoming a plus.
Prompt engineering, that's the talking to AI skill.
Exactly. Knowing how to craft inputs to get the desired outputs from AI models, it's a new, valuable skill.
Anything else technical?
Basic coding concepts. Even for non-tech roles, knowing some HTML, CSS fundamentals, understanding programming logic, maybe experience with simple automation tools that can be a real advantage. Fields like IT and digital marketing change so fast, recent skills often trump older experience. Your new skills can be a major plus.
Okay, that's a lot of skills. Where does someone even start acquiring these if they don't have a job?
That's the really good news. Acquiring these skills has never been more accessible, even with no formal experience or a big budget. How? Online learning platforms are incredible. Coursera has university-level courses, professional certificates. LinkedIn Learning is great for practical skills. Udemy has affordable courses on almost anything. EDX offers academic stuff. Even YouTube has free tutorials galore.
The knowledge is out there.
It really is, often free or very low cost.
And what about certifications? Do they actually help?
Immensely. Especially when you lack formal experience, short-term certs can significantly boost your prospects.
Like which ones?
Think Google career certificates, data analytics, project management, UX design. IBM has them in data science, cybersecurity, cloud certs from AWS or Azure, CAPM for project management, software-specific ones like Salesforce or HubSpot. They're recognized by industry.
And they're quicker to get than a degree.
Much quicker. Many can be done in weeks or months. Ideal for enhancing employability fast.
So how do you choose which skills or certs to focus on? There's so many options.
Great question. The answer is research. Look at job postings for the roles you want. See which skills are mentioned frequently, especially the ones listed as required. Target those first.
Strategic skill building.
Exactly. Invest your time where it's most likely to pay off in getting interviews.
Okay, so you've identified opportunities, built your skills portfolio. Now, where are the actual hot spots in the 2025 job market? Where are companies most welcoming to newcomers right now?
Knowing this can really help you focus your search where the doors are most open.
All right, let's set the stage. What's the overall hiring climate like for entry-level positions in 2025? Is it good, bad, mixed?
It's a nuanced picture, I'd say. Stable, but maybe not booming like some initial forecasts suggested.
How so?
Well, the National Association of Colleges and Employers, NESTER and CIUS, they initially projected a really strong 7.3% increase in graduate hiring for the class of 2025.
That sounds great.
It did. But by spring 2025, they moderated that down a bit to a slimmer but still positive 0.6% year-over-year increase.
Okay, so still growing, just not as fast. Why the change?
Mostly due to ongoing economic uncertainties. Some bigger companies tightened budgets a bit, but nearly 90% of organizations still plan to either maintain or grow their entry-level hiring. Only about 10% expect decreases.
So the takeaway for listeners.
It means most grads who are proactive and strategic should still find opportunities. Competition might just be a little stiffer than initially thought, but the demand for fresh talent in key areas is definitely still there.
And looking ahead to 2026.
Early signs point to continued demand, especially in tech, data analytics, healthcare, and sustainability.
Yeah.
Companies need to plan for succession, and skill needs keep evolving. The long-term outlook is still very positive for new entrants.
Okay, let's drill down into specific industries and roles that are really welcoming newcomers, and maybe some salary info to get people motivated.
Definitely. First up, artificial intelligence and technology. This sector is booming, and because it's evolving so fast, it's particularly open to self-taught skills and raw aptitude.
Makes sense. What kinds of roles?
Roles like data annotation specialist or AI trainer, these are really accessible. You're basically labeling data to train AI systems. Training is almost always provided on the job.
What do they pay?
Entry level often ranges from $17 to $35 an hour, so maybe $35K to $73K annually. Experienced folks in niche areas can earn way more, but the median is around $52K. It's a great way to get hands-on with AI without prior experience.
Okay, and what about that new buzzy role, prompt engineer?
Yes, prompt engineer, brand new field, basically crafting the inputs for generative AI models. It's about becoming fluent in talking to AI.
And the pay reflects the demand.
Oh, yeah. Entry-level prompt engineers are often starting in the $85,000 to $95,000 range. It values recent skills and creativity over years of experience.
Wow. So how do you break into these AI roles?
Many successful people started just by taking online courses in machine learning basics or specific AI platforms. Showcase those skills even if they're from personal projects or coursework.
Okay, what's another hot area?
The green economy and sustainability. This is another high-growth area driven by climate initiatives and massive investment. Huge talent demand, often without needing tons of prior experience.
What kind of entry-level jobs are there?
You could be a sustainability support assistant, helping with data, research, coordination. Passion and attention to detail often matter more than experience. Starting salaries are around $40, give or take,
Okay.
or an environmental data collector gathering data in the field or from monitoring systems. Pay is often hourly, maybe $17 to $25, depending on location and specifics.
Hands-on roles, too.
Yep. Solar energy apprentice technician roles often have structured apprenticeships specifically designed for newcomers with no prior experience.
Any way to get an edge in sustainability.
Certifications can help. Things like LE Green Associate, you can often get them relatively quickly, and they signal your commitment.
Good tip. What about healthcare? Still growing.
Definitely. Healthcare support and services remains a growth sector, often valuing relevant coursework or certifications over work history.
What roles are good entry points?
Patient care coordinator, helping with scheduling, communication, medical scribe documenting patient visits, usually trained on the job, telehealth support specialist assisting with virtual care, needs tech comfort, even home health aide.
What should you emphasize if applying?
Any caregiving experience, even informal. Comfort with technology is huge now. Basic certs like CPR first aid always help.
Okay. And what about remote work? Are there entry points there?
Absolutely. The rise of remote work has created tons of accessible entry points in remote admin and customer support. These roles often prioritize communication and tech aptitude.
Like virtual assistants?
Exactly. Virtual assistant or remote administrative assistant. Skills and reliability are key. Pay varies, but entry level often clusters around $20, $25 an hour in the U.S.
And customer service?
Remote customer service representative. Widely available. Communication skills are paramount. Average entry-level pay is around $15, $20 an hour, maybe $38K a year. Lots of companies hire seasonally for these and train you.
Any tips for landing these remote roles?
Definitely brush up on common business tools, Asana, Slack, Zoom, Google Workspace, Microsoft 365. Taking free online tutorials and listing those skills shows you can hit the ground running remotely.
Okay, so summarizing the salary picture for entry-level 2025.
Tech and AI pay the highest, often well above the average new grad salary of $55K. Sustainability starts lower, maybe $35K, $50K, but has great growth potential. Remote admin support is more modest, $30K, $45K, but offers flexibility.
So options across the board. And these offer advancement potential.
Absolutely. They provide a crucial toehold for advancement. And critically, many don't require a 4-year degree. Certs or associate's degrees often suffice, making good incomes more accessible early on.
And the remote work trend itself, is that helping entry-level candidates?
Significantly, there were over 70,000 remote entry-level listings on FlexJobs early in 2025. That's a huge number.
What are the benefits of remote for someone with no experience?
Removes geographic barriers, obviously, often leads to more skills-focused evaluations, can offer cost of living advantages, makes opportunities accessible for people with mobility issues or caregiving duties. It's a game changer.
Which industries are strong for remote entry level?
Marketing and content creation, sales business development, customer support, admin virtual assistants, IT support, QA testing, lots of options.
And for remote roles, what should you emphasize?
Digital communication skills, self-motivation, tech aptitude. Show you know remote collaboration tools like Slack, Asana, Trello, Zoom. Prove you can be productive autonomously.
Okay. You've found opportunities, built skills, crafted applications. Now the final hurdle. Acing the interview and staying motivated. How do you nail that, especially without years of experience to talk about?
This is where your confidence and preparation really shine. It's your moment to make the case. Hashtag, tag, acing the interview and staying persistent.
Right, because without that long work history, your interview performance is absolutely critical, isn't it?
It really is paramount. And remember, many initial interviews in 2025 will be virtual, so mastering the virtual interview is non-negotiable.
Tips for virtual interviews.
Test everything beforehand: camera, mic, internet. Set up a clean, professional background. Good lighting is key. Look at the camera lens, not just the screen. It creates a better connection.
Like making eye contact.
Exactly. Have your resume, the job description, your notes handy but not obvious. And practice. Record yourself answering common questions. Project confidence.
Why is confidence so important?
Because it makes you memorable, regardless of experience level. Even if you have to fake it till you make it a bit, confidence leaves a strong, positive impression.
Okay, but you will get questions about lacking experience.
Yeah.
How do you handle those strategically?
Prepare for them. Why should we hire you without experience? Focus on your transferable skills, your eagerness and ability to learn quickly, the fresh perspective you bring, specific knowledge you've gained yourself.
What about the learning curve question?
Offer concrete examples of times you've learned something complex quickly. Talk about your research habits, how you proactively develop skills. Show you're resourceful.
And if they ask for a relevant accomplishment,
Use your academic, volunteer, or personal project examples. Frame them to highlight the skills they're looking for. Preparation is everything here. Turn the perceived negative into a positive.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, right? Telling your story effectively, even if it's not from a formal job. You mentioned the STAR method.
Yes, STAR, or its cousin, OA. These frameworks are your best friends for structuring your answers.
Remind us what STAR stands for.
Situation, task, action, result. You set the scene, situation, explain your specific role or goal, task, describe what you actually did, action, and then share the outcome or impact result.
That's STAR.
Similar. Situation, obstacle, what challenge did you face, action, result.
Why are these so helpful?
They force you to be clear, concise, and focused on impact. Before any interview, prepare at least 3 detailed STAR-SOAR stories from your non-work experiences that demonstrate key skills for that specific role.
Practice telling them.
Yes. Aim for 60-90 seconds each. It boosts your confidence immensely, ensures you have compelling, relevant examples ready to go. Makes your non-traditional experience feel solid and valuable.
Okay. Now, what about persistence? We hear apply anyway a lot. Is that really good advice?
It absolutely is. Many sources echoed this. Ignore that requirement and apply anyway. Those years of experience lines, often just a wish list.
Or a way to scare people off.
Exactly. A tool to weed out less confident applicants. If you genuinely feel you meet, say, 60-70% of the actual requirements, the skills, the qualifications you should apply.
What's the worst that happens?
They say no, or more likely you just don't hear back. The job search is often a numbers game. Resilience is key.
Okay, but speaking of navigating this, we did see some pretty direct advice on Reddit about maybe stretching the truth, faking it till you make it.
Mm-hmm. That definitely came up.
How do we address that? What's the ethical line?
It's a tricky area. Some users absolutely suggest lying or significantly fluffing up experience as a desperate measure. Their argument is often everyone does it, or they rarely check.
But others warned against it.
Strongly. Many others pointed out the huge risks. You will likely get exposed if you can't actually do the work. You risk damaging your reputation permanently. The ethical approach, and the one we'd advise, focuses on genuinely reframing and highlighting your actual transferable skills and accomplishments, not inventing fake ones. It's about smart marketing, not deception.
Got it. And regardless of tactics, persistence is crucial, right? This takes time.
Absolutely. The job search is a marathon, not a sprint. Remember that stat? Average unemployment duration in April 2025 was around 23 weeks.
That's almost 6 months.
Exactly.
Right.
It often takes time. Don't get discouraged by rejections or silence. Keep looking, keep applying, keep learning, and be willing to adjust your strategy if something isn't working.
Stay proactive.
Empower yourself by being proactive. Every application, every interview, even the rejections, they're all learning opportunities. #outro.
Wow. Okay, we covered a ton today. Let's quickly recap the core insights from this deep dive on cracking that no experience code in 2025.
Let's do it.
First, those rigid experience requirements. They're genuinely loosening up. About 70% of jobs are open to candidates without specific years listed.
Second, skills-based hiring is king now. It's about what you can do, not just how long you've done something.
Third, your experience is way broader than you think. Volunteering, projects, coursework, life skills, it all counts if you frame it right.
Fourth, networking is a long game. Build relationships, use informational interviews strategically, leverage LinkedIn. It pays off over time.
Fifth, you can acquire in-demand soft and technical skills super accessibly through online learning and certifications. It's never been easier to upskill.
Sixth, there are real opportunity hotspots welcoming newcomers, AI tech, the green economy, healthcare support, remote roles, many offering decent starting wages.
And finally, acing the search means strategic prep. Tailored applications, mastering interviews, especially virtual, using STAR-SOAR for your stories, and just plain persistence.
It's a multifaceted approach, definitely, but every single step is something you can actively do.
So looking ahead, what's the future hold? Does it keep getting better for entry-level folks?
The trends suggest yes. Demographic shifts, those boomer retirements will continue to create openings for new talent. AI will keep creating new kinds of work, even as it changes old ones.
And skills-based hiring isn't going away.
It's only going to become more ingrained. standard practice, not just a trend. Plus, remote work will continue expanding opportunities, breaking down geographic barriers, more democratic access.
So the bottom line seems to be that frustrating experience paradox that plagued so many people for so long. It's genuinely weakening.
It really is. In 2025, your potential, your adaptability, your demonstrable skills, those are powerful currencies in the job market, sometimes even more valuable than a traditional resume.
So the final thought for you, our listener. What unique, maybe non-traditional experiences do you have sitting right there that could actually be your next big career breakthrough?
And how are you going to leverage this rapidly evolving job market, this shift towards skills and potential to your advantage, even if you're starting from scratch?
Think about those hidden experiences, how you can translate them into professional value. The path is clearer and maybe more open than it's ever been before.
This has been From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers, a podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career. Each episode, we dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Subscribe to this podcast for free now, so you don't miss an episode, and visit www.collegerecruiter.com to find your next great job.